Hello everyone and welcome to my channel MoreToChess. In this video I'm going to cover a recent game between Raunak Sadhwani from India and world chess champion Magnus Carlsen from Norway from the tournament Pro Chess League. In the game, Raunak with white starts with the move e4. Magnus played c5, the Sicilian defense. Now knight to f3, e6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4 and knight to c6. The Tamino variation of the Sicilian defense. Now knight to c3, queen c7 and Raunak played g3, the third most popular move here besides bishop to e3 and bishop to e2. Now one more thing g3 does is now after knight to b5, queen b8, white is threatening to play bishop to f4 and having the initiative in the opening. That's why Magnus played a6, preventing knight to b5. Now bishop to g2, knight to f6, castle, bishop to c5, attacking the knight. Now black is ready to castle. Knight to b3, attacking the bishop, bishop to a7, queen to e2 and d6. And here white played bishop to e3, developing its pieces and also cover the important central squares. Bishop cross e3, queen cross e3 and castle. Now the position is successfully transitioned from the opening to the middle game. Here Raunak played a4, preventing b5, any queenside expansion. Now e5, trying to develop his bishop on e6 in order to push d5 in the future. h3, preventing knight g4 move, bishop to e6 and now knight to d2, rerouting the knight since the knight on b3 is doing nothing. Knight to d4 and Magnus instantly occupies the strong e5 square, threatening to capture the c2 pawn and also fork the rook and the queen. Now rook a to c1, defending the c2 pawn, rook a to c8 and f4, a mistake by Raunak. What this move really does is it weakens this diagonal, to which Magnus instantly replied with the best move, queen to b6. Now instead of f4, the best move for white is to play knight to d5, attacking the queen and the knight and trade some pieces. Now after bishop cross d5, e cross d5, the position is playable for white, but Raunak played f4. Now queen to b6, attacking the pawn and at the same time threatening to play knight to e2 and capture the queen. Now saving both is not possible, so white played king to h2, saving the queen. Now queen cross b2, Magnus captures the pawn, threatening to take the knight, and here Sadhwani played f cross e5. Magnus played d takes e5. Instead of d takes e5, both queen cross c3 and rook cross c3 is equally good, as after queen cross c3, queen takes c3, rook cross c3, e cross f6, rook f to c8, and Magnus has a decisive advantage in the endgame. And rook cross c3, then queen cross d4, d cross e5, attacking the queen, queen takes e5 and rook cross c2, attacking the knight and the queen at the same time, and this leads to exchange of queens and black is already 2 pawn up, so it is completely winning for black. But Magnus played d takes e5 here. Now knight to d5, threatening to fork the rook and the king, so Magnus played bishop cross d5. Now instead of bishop cross d5, a nice looking move is rook takes c2, but it is bad because it leads to an equal position, as after knight cross f6, g takes f6, rook takes c2, queen takes c2, rook cross f6, and both sides have equal chances. But Magnus played bishop cross d5. Now e cross d5 and Magnus played knight cross c2, and here Raunak resigned the game, as now the knight is threatening to take the queen. Black is already 2 pawns up and have quite active pieces. Here if white play queen to b3, then after queen cross b3, knight cross b3, knight to e3 leads to trading of all the pieces, and since black is already 2 pawns up and threatening to take the third one, so it is already winning for black. Now instead of queen to b3, If white will play any move like queen to f2 or queen to e2, then black will just simply play knight to e3, attacking the rook, and this discovered attack, which is simply winning for black. So that's why Raunak resigned the game. That's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed the game. See you later.